Hell, oh, bring out your mask or take it off. See, me, I'm a human being, and since everything has been reversed on us, I take my mask off during the Halloween days. It happens. Well, you can feel it building up. There's a profound reason why we celebrate that. There's a profound reason for everything, really. And if you can think with me, that would help me because I'm tired of feeling extremely like lonely and alone. Yeah. We can all feel alone together, believe it or not. And if you look at the word alone, there's the main word in it is one. If you use the bird and the word method right and just ignore you can't jumble it around with without there being an R there. When you see an R, it says beware of the reptilian. Let's see if it's safe. See, and it's fascinating too. You can see it's like, wow, yeah, there's a lot that is revealed there. It is safe because we can relate with it. That in fact is there as the truth. See, that's how we can relate in the first place. That's a weird word, relate, because the word late is in there, and then like I guess this is something that has to be done in case you're cuckoo. You have to relate. Otherwise it's just pure relating. How about that? And am I being too like what do they call s- s- um, cinematics? Sorry, sonics. Whatever, you guys. I'm a speaker of sorts, and it's a new moon today, and I made like 4 videos last night when I was exhausted, and I'm feeling a little better today. And see, the new moon is conjunct my Mercury at 28 degrees Libra. So this means that the sun is also conjunct too. And I also spoke of, because that's what a new moon is, it's a sun conjunct moon. And I also spoke of the fact that it's both of those things, objects, the sun and the moon, are heading into square Pluto. And it's a big square event. It's a big thing that we're going to feel because that these two things, the sun is heading into Scorpio, and that's when it will definitely square. That's what's happening. It's after the new moon. It's just hours after it because it just takes a few hours or more um, to move 2 degrees into the other sign. I don't know if you know, but it takes a an entire day for the rising sign to go through the complete zodiac, and that's what you really are. Is you're the sign that was rising when you were born. If you want to know astrology, that's your real sign, is the time of day you were born. Does that make sense? The very time you were born. So that puts the sun in a certain place, but the time of day points at the horizon, the rising sign. And I learn from just downloads, and I can probably articulate it to you now quite simply so the 5-year-old confirm and keep it in its mind. And because when you connect the truth, I mean, if it's the truth there, you can connect it and say, no, that's the experience that I'm having here. Yeah, especially with the sun. There's has something to do with the horizon lines here, especially when something is rising. I'm thinking with you right now in front of you, but see, particularly if the sun is rising, you can really experience the experience of what I'm trying to tell you. Um, is that boy? It's like it's the difference between night and day. Sorry. See, the daytime activity, since it's reversed on us, you have a human ecology which isn't human, by the way. In fact, it's mainly non-human. It's a backdrop that gets up and starts going, and it starts just functioning like a robot. And then it goes to sleep at night. It's very, very like non-self-reflecting, really. It's a population. See, there's levels to it. Some people do wonder what they're doing. They're like, what am I doing? Ah, like, am I doing it right? And they're really immersed in the panel, I would say, of the brain, right? The desire of the mind, which is a trap. It really is. Yeah. And there's where you have the world for you. It's very much similar. Now, who am I? I'm somebody who's sitting here making these videos. I could try and let you in on it. I was going to start making videos to start privatizing and telling you who I actually am and giving you an autobiographical, um, uh, and maybe even get more personal for whoever wants to pay $26.96 for a monthly subscription. Those particular videos that I'll be streaming out, and like promises. The promise is really as far as in God we trust, which boy, I would love to tell you about your money right now and how that it's basically hush money. Like the more you make, the more you have just taken out your tongue and probably discarded all of your um, moral mind to be something that oh, how do you have to look over your shoulder, and you don't even live in this country. Probably you fly out, kind of like the doctors. It's like, well, where do they live? And why is their name Dr. Gupta? You're like, when is Gupta Hakalib coming in? That's my doctor. And you're like, me. In case you are me, like me, you would agree. Like, yeah, I stay away from them. I try to just figure out what's making me ill, and most likely, it's your society out there. If you're living in the United States, babes, it's your food. Be careful. Fast. Learn to fast and simmer down, babes. You are in a fucking, well, I guess the war is over here in the United States, but really it's just a huge military base full of, it's not really a military base, more so than a place for people imagining a life to be. They think that you'll go there and be free. And there's a lot here that we can say that is wonderful, that we can say that we're blessed over, but do we really know what's happening? The answer is no, and they're using human power, which is a strong power. It's not non-human, but there is the effort to become here, and that effort, like it can just, like I said, the mind is going to be curious to see how can I get on top of this fucking shit. I want to. Everybody wants to look good to other people. They want to feel impressed with themselves also, and also to be able to impress other people. And so, how do you do it? Well, the mind is going to try and get on top of that, right? Because that's your intellect, isn't it? But what I'm saying is that you could even be imagining how all of that process unfolds, and how it works out for you, especially if you're being fed from an external standpoint into you how you should get there. And see, all you're doing is staying safe within an institution that, okay, it's in trouble because it's pure debt. Did you notice that, like, a lot of people are in debt, right? They're in debt a lot, right? I would say, yeah, I have my debt too. Yes, of course, because of taxes and having lost my way of doing income where I live. It got kind of strange. I can tell you the story there. I would love to get deeper into it, right? But I shouldn't really talk about that. I like to go general and say, no, it's the same for you, babes. Have you noticed something strange over the last 5 years? Do you think that there's like a movement really through money? It seems like, okay, so like you can, instead of paying your neighbor who sells apple pies and stuff, and they're probably so much better, and really, it varies, right? Because they're only human, but no, why would they be making apple pies if they weren't good at it? See, this is the thing. Some people, human beings, they were born to do something here, and when they get around to like getting on the ley lines of doing it and handling the materials and going through the passages of interest within themselves based on feeling good, achieves joy. Guess what else happens after that that's just natural for human beings? Totally natural. See, it would be a complete waste if they then didn't just share it. In fact, they would get sick. This is what I think narcissists know. This is what the fucking non-human backdrop knows. Is that, all you have to do is ignore these people that want to pour into you, call them crazy. And in fact, if you're doing it right, you're going to feel this throughout your life, that you just want to pour into people what you have found. And now, for some reason, I want to call it your Pisces, wherever your Pisces is in your house, but really, what's your 12th house doing? Like what's in there? Because perhaps that's your style of being able to see. I want to come up with the word to reduce yourself into a confinement of your own creative soup alone, finding out what it is that you are doing that really you don't want the distraction like you don't want the distraction of other people suggesting, well, maybe you should or should not do that, like, and even a critic, right? Because you're doing something, and that, but see that if it won't fail you. First of all, if it feels good, and see, then you can be able to, you can share that with other people. See, they'll get like a contact high of what it is you've found for you. See, most likely, see, if you stick with it, babes, you can contribute. It's called being a contributor. This is what human beings would be like if they had their own civilization out there. We just don't see it much. We don't really, but I have faith that we are going to have emerge, and it's mainly through communications. And now, bear with Uranus having gone into Gemini, it's kind of making us want to communicate, and it's going to talk about communications. Imagine that, talking about talking. Well, only Gemini can do it, man. We're going to start labeling stuff, but see, the thing that's going to save us from the harebrained, the possibility of separating out into a seven-headed dragon, and like, how do you even get rid of Babylon in the first place? Has anybody figured it out? Yeah, if somebody has figured it out, babes, it's cool. Don't worry. There's some people who were born and chosen to go through this time. Now, I point at a whole Libra generation, which is a generation who was just born from it's about 1970s to about 78 is when Pluto and Uranus were in Libra, and I call that the Libra generation. Who they are, talk about that real life. If you call it the generation of love, no, they really are the generation of love. They are being tested in every way with Pluto going through there. It's just a wrecking ball of, yeah, you think love is real, huh? And it's like, that's probably the only thing that's real, baby. Talking about John Lennon. Kill me again, bitch. I come back again. And oh, it's going to come back like the whole population is going to be a huge John Lennon movement. If they're healthy enough, they'll be like, oh my God, did you make it to reality yet? Because I know that reality, I didn't tell you last time, is peace. I was trying to get you in on it. I wanted to make a billboard and advertise reality for some people here. They're very busy doing something. Did you notice the freeways out there? Is there a toll on that somehow? Do you think that some way that they're even asking for you to drive a vehicle and you can't drive it unless you have a driver's license, because a license means that you're driving some kind of commodity or some kind of thing, trade. What is it? Is it you, perhaps, that you don't even know you're keeping yourself for these fucking people over there, these farmers over there? Who are they? Well, we have intergalactic visitors. They're more like parasitical race that they kind of slither about, and we don't really. It's hard for them to break the barriers of the vortices that really is the universe. See, they don't like universal law. You would never know that they're here. Therefore, because they pretend to, but see, they've you've heard of Satan, right? Well, that's the leader. And anyway, they are they they make these laws on top of the laws of the universe, and it's all reversed. It's reversed, and it's like, well, that's horrible, because there's an interfacing system sent from benevolent beings who live in outer space that are actually treating this like it's on quarantine. It's like, oh, that's too bad. Those people need to pull up out of their problem there, the organism itself. See, this place is a trip. I was trying to explain to you like where we are. I was really coming into a download that I was going to tell you about how, okay, so you have two types of people here. One of them is that their down is our up. Gotta say our, babes. Are you a humane being? Do you know how to do a puzzle here? Like in the word, um, can you find birds and words? See, that's just, can you have fun with your sense of humor? See, the thing about a real good sense of humor, really, to make it valid for, like, pretty soon you can be like George Carlin on stage, or just really get a woman up there saying something if she's really good. But, they kill all of the real women. They kind of, there's a movement, a huge machine. I was talking about, well, why do they do that, Shauna? Are you kidding me? You seem crazy. Do you need a glass of water at least? Well, let me continue on with my Halloween fucking dialogue here. Happy Halloween, and this is the truth. Back in the day when women were real women, and also men were real men, because why? Well, because there was real women around converting them. And really, to be real, you have Rhea. That means you become. You're now a human being. You have achieved love, and you've realized all I can be is right now. Right now is it. I'm going to advertise your real life. And I hate to tell you, it's hardly lasting. But when your heart beats and it goes up to you, why is John Lennon explaining this? I'll tell you some scientific things about your body, the way it works, and you're not in it forever, supposedly, and you shouldn't want to be. Ideally, your soul should grow up out of it. But we are, having said that, we are in a fucking zombastic zone. If you're looking at this, most likely you live on Earth and you have a city next to you. Just go there and notice. Well, I hate to talk about it like this, but see, there's people there that, everybody has a terminal illness here, by the way. Everybody. It's called life. You have to die here. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Did you get it? See, that's the healthiest disease that you can realize that you have. It's a terminal disease from birth to death. In between, you can try and ignore it, but there's that inevitable. And also, no, there's a lot of discomfort. It could be pure hell for some people that are more enlightened than the next cage in a heart in a cage, who isn't realized at all and doesn't have any kind of conversation, and then therefore it's really, look at their sense of humor. The best comedians are the best the best comedy. It's not really the person, it's about the truth. The truth is pretty much the same for all. And if you start really just saying, well, okay, I realize that a lot of people aren't into it. They're too fucking serious, man. And it's too serious of the subject matter. Like, wait a minute. They're like, wait a minute. You can't fuck the game up by factoring that in, because we're all going to be exposed as playing dirty. Yeah, and being really just basically, it's hard to find out that you're stupid, and also maybe you're extremely handicapped. Maybe you really have been taught wrong. Maybe you really didn't know. Maybe you haven't taken. Maybe you're completely fucking bamboozled. Maybe you were abused when you were a child. And your whole sense of your creative life and your body and access to the universe, you went to the system. You're playing it safe with everybody. They're doing the. There you go again, you fucking people. You need to heal. And because, see, now getting back to the subject matter of money, see, the way you can tell, and I realize this, see, when I ask for money from people, it's like, I realize it's never going to come from people, from a place of joy, and therefore, well, see, having found something for yourself authentic enough, really, something that really hits home, that says, yes, I would love to share, fucking, hey, here, finally, because it's like you have, you're a tree, and you grew these fruits, and see, that's what I'm doing here, to the tune of over 3,000 videos. I have a lot of playlists locked. There's actually 4,000 videos that I've made. And it's because I'm a creative person. And it's the truth for me with a lot of things. See, basically, this is just who I am. I am an Aries rising, and I prefer like industrial uh, kind of thinking towards things. Like with my apples, I have a lot of apples, and I was thinking, well, I can actually pump out 8 to 15 apple pies and sell them, and it'll be a limited offer. See, that's my industry, just, and do it systematically. Boom, 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 boom. Just 2 days only. This is what's going to happen. It's fucking $35 to go eat shit. You get a pie in your face. A lot of people misunderstand the Aries people because they cuss, and they have a sense of humor that's kind of like, it's not for the weak of faint of heart. And actually, if you really sit through it and you kind of look and you look again, it's like we're kind of really down home funny. And just, you're either in or out, talk about their hearts. You know what I mean? You'll know when you're in because you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. You're like, dang, I'm in with the real deal, you know, because well, Aries, you can work out in that word. The word real, Ria is there. There's a configuration Ria in your wording, means God and or reality. It's there. But Aries itself, babes, you capitalize the R, A, you capitalize the R, you lowercase the I. It should be in lowercase, by the way, because it's in divine position. Your eyes open. And then you capitalize the E, and then you lowercase the S. What do you get, kids? Well, see, there's a capitalized R, which is, and then you have lowercase is. Is R, or is R is, or is, or is R? And when is that? Is it only now? How? Now, brown cow? Really? Oh my God, you people. What I'm suffering mainly, I just realized, I was like, oh no. You mean adults are actually destroyed children? How terrible, because I want to stay a child and I don't want to be destroyed too bad, you know. I mean, I realize I'm getting traumatized by these people who want to take your full on, you're just a child of God here, and they're trying to take your hood away, man. They're trying to take your, like, advancement away because you can become really, you thought you were as serious as a child at play when you're 5 and going on 11? Whew. Whatever you were interested in now, really fucking passionate and brought you joy and all that shit, unfolding by the time you're 45 and 50 and 60? Oh, I'm here to tell you, talk about as serious and dead serious as a child at play. Nothing but fun. Nothing but fun. Of course, there's zombies that you're dealing with out there. Have you gotten your pair of glasses yet? That pair of glasses that movie depicts. I've never watched. I don't know. I don't really watch movies ever since I moved to the mountains. But I'm a meditator and I can just watch about every movie and say, yep, that's the truth. That's a true story. That movie that they live, where the guy figures out a box of glasses has come into a secret fucking storage. Some people were like shipping it, and they were like, and the guy was like, well, what are those people doing in that warehouse over there? Why are they so sneaky? And he goes over, I think this is the name of the story, right? But you've seen it, right? And they put the glasses on, sunglasses, and the whole scene changes. No, it shows the truth. All the signs change, right? And the main thing is that you can tell a zombie really easily. Really easy. It's a non-human. The backdrop people. The backdrop people. And you're like, oh shit. Where am I? And you take the glasses off and you're like, okay, they all look human right now, and it's really kind of chugging away. I mean, look at the advertisements. It seems like it's innocent, but you put it back on, it's like, no, straight up. Desire of mind. Come and get trapped here. You're a zombie or something like that. Sorry. And most of them, Huns, and this is the truth, are zombies. I don't know about you, but it's like that where I'm at. And I don't know. I sensed a bit of a glimmer of a human existence in there that's suffering a lot. And I hold out for them. I say, hey, you in there? I love you. What's up? How are you doing? I try to take time with them. But no, it's pretty dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. You're liable to all kinds of slimy stuff can happen. You know what I mean. Comment section down below. That's what you love about your narcissist subject matter. And I'm saying narcissist every other. See, 'tis the season for the intergalactic monitor. They're looking at this. See, they want you to identify that there's two types here. So in case you have a typewriter, you would want to bring up the subject matter using high definition words. There's some people that can help you. They have been practicing Buddhism for a long time. Buddhism is just a conversation between these two very different people. Boy, I've said this like 3,000 times in 36 different videos, but I've never fucking coined it off like more clear than this one right here. And I spontaneously just post these videos when I'm getting back to my creative self. That's the way you do it. You don't question it. You know that you are um, here pouring out some good shit, man. Get your cups and fill it up, you know. But what are you gonna do? See, what are you gonna do with what the non-human backdrop considers as completely useless and in fact nonsense, and also fairy tale and whimsical and stuff like that. Especially, babe, just me alone being a natural blonde, and how I can go like this, and then I'll know what I'm talking about, like there's substance with what I'm saying, like immediately, because I am a Buddhist master, and it's like it's about that conversation. It's like it depends, I'll pick up right away. Well, who are you to me? Are you my future um, friend, like, or my future neighbor, or work employee? Really, somebody who I'll be spending time with. I'm going to take the time. It's always right now, and we're gonna see a lot of see with a master. They have intuitive gifts, and a lot of them are different. They vary from one to the next, and that's why you want to honor who each other is, and say, well, what is your master? The ones that are spiritual, and also dealing with healing of issues through having gone through the mind, and then also doing the emotional work behind it, like shadow workers. Well, we're very special. That's what's happening with, I was talking about our generation. Well, it's generational, basically. As all generations have some kind of value coming out of them that, babes, it's not valuable unless there's a methodology of a way to heal each other and and to rinse off the programming. Boy, I was reflecting on how that some generations, especially in the United States, but every country has this, right? And it's very much about programming, did I tell you? Because you're experiencing, just you're in a on a planet that is taken over by aliens. Oh, I'm sorry. Put the A down, capitalize the L, capitalize the I, capitalize the E, put the N down, capitalize the S. See, if you're a human being, you're like, huh? Lies, huh? Okay, I get it. Okay, and what next? Yeah, and watch out for beliefs. Put the B down and put the E down. Come on now, let's be human and do a puzzle. See, you'll never believe how that when you start doing birds in the words, and there's a time to use it, and I'll be able to tell you when to use it. That you might not be used to it because you're not a Buddhist. See, when you start talking about the truth towards people, it begins to kind of, it's a spiraling, and of course, there's a center. It's a center that it comes in and out of it. There could even be like a figure eight where it's like, are you kidding? As above, so below. Yeah, pretty much, kind of like. And the Buddhist master, if they're a real life master, babes, they like to have you know about the bodhisattva. But it's any enlightened Christ or somebody who's going, whoa, here I am again. I'm in a body again. Whoa, I'm pretty sure I was plotting some plan out there, but why do I forget so much? But here we are again, and this is different. The last time I was here, and what are we doing? Uh-oh. I'm gonna keep my eye on this. Like, you're barely fucking 2 months old, all right, and you're coming conscious. You remember. You see, you're a remembered. You're a remembered person, basically. See, that's what we're supposed to be doing here, is kind of remembering how how to get through this passageway back into outer space. And when I'm talking about that, babes, the emergency is this. I'm literally talking about reality itself. Reality. The Earth's population, where you live, city, it's hard to find it not, but indeed you will find it. That there's cameras everywhere, well, it's because it's a population that is completely checked out to the outer space. And so there's the reptilian system has taken advantage of it. Basically, they've taken advantage of your own witness, ability to witness, say, no, I have my own autonomy and I use this because it's my birthright. Why did I even come here if I can't access outer space and do something? Okay, I'm not supposed to do that. Fuck it. Fuck it. Thank God for editing, and I've edited some things. And so anyway, how do you like it so far? I'm kind of serious about the work I'm doing here, and that's why I'm on here. But see, I can move in and out of other subject matter, but the main thing is that what I do hit most of the times, like, there she is talking about this thing where there's two different types, and then she talks about a typewriter. That makes no sense to me at all. And I say, if it doesn't really, please castrate yourself. Just maybe hold off a bit on having kids. Go get a job at the toilet paper factory. I don't know. Keep working for us though. We're try to help. Just shut up and try to do something useful for the people who know something more than you and who can do a puzzle. Sorry, I pick on the people that gaslight reality. You can go like this. Well, the tea. The T doesn't, now when you put two of them together, and a lot of times you'll see in the word better or even the word table. No. Do you think that a T looks like a table, kids? See, and then I'm just playing with the. See, I'm telling you, babes, that when you start working the birds and the words, you start letting it seep in that the vowels are teaching you about a non-physical vibrational frequency that is energy. That is the upper spectrum of our universe. It's the non-physical thing that creates matter itself. So it's in there doing this beautiful thing. I wish that, so I swear to God, I wish I can plug my head into, and you can get it. And you go, what does it mean, Shauna? Oh, wow, I didn't know that it was like that. So it, it makes me think of this. I mean, have you heard of the burning of the Library of Alexander? Somewhere else in some other time, in some other era, that now everything has fucking changed into, I was trying to tell you about the city-sized castles that used to stand via 3D printers, and they use the ore of the earth that's already here, and they can mine things, and they can create massive amounts of crystals and things needed to start conducting a civilization that is intergalactic, man. That, you've seen Star Wars where the machinery, their spaceships are slowing down and they're flying into a mountain-sized thing, and they go in, but it's very beautiful, and you can't even believe how beautiful it really is, because it is so advanced technologically. It's here now. When we start to know what's emanating out of the upper spectrum vowels, it's pointing at how the universe works. See, you have to know, it's really an offering into higher consciousness if you want to know what an extraterrestrial really is up to. Otherwise, stick to your aliens over there, which it's a slithering hive here. It's a joke. They love. Have you seen that movie yet? They love their jokes because they're kind of working legally through way of bamboozling you. They put the information right in front of your face. A lot of stuff is stuck right in front of our faces, and that's the way they do it. The policy is, well, shouldn't they figure it out themselves? And the answer is, yeah, and you can, but get enough of them together that don't even know that you should be figuring something out, and they don't even question anything that's happening here. Hello, do you guys question at all what is going on here? Or are you really thinking that you're separate from each other? Like, I look at my the members of your family, and you're all living in bondage. You don't let each other get away from each other and say, oh, let's drop the illusion of I, me, he, she, and go into we. But see, the OWE, you notice the word we in there again. That's an equation right there. It's showing you how to live. You have the O, that's the forever recycler, that thing is pushing energy. It's just, woo, it's going. And then the U is definitely holding energy. A lot of times you'll see the OU right there. See, the OU means that I have something and I'm going to give it to you. Babes, you owe it. When you find something that brings you joy, boy, the word joy is really interesting. To me, it doesn't the J look like a spigot that might be pouring into the um the U, and then the Y is like this distributor thing. It's a conduit. It's like I'm telling you, kids love this anyway. You don't. You think, God, this person is so lost, and it's like, no, this is simplifying so that you can understand how it's really working here. It's very simple. Babylon is completely laughing. There's something laughing at us about this jumbled up shit that they're doing to us. And once you see it, see, the thing is, I don't know if you'll ever see it, but see, you can be made to see it synthetically if we use that hookup right. Put it inside it and say, look, you need this synapse. You need to make this connection. See, the connection is this. not only are you going to see the upper spectrums and the heavenly body that we have access to, that is really this benevolent, it's so beautiful. All of creation, right? It's just blissful. But see, watch out. There's that backdrop, and people have embodied this. They're like, oh yeah, you haven't gotten yours yet. You're imagining, your life, and it's like, no, you guys are really doing imagine the fucking hell that is your life. And see, it's not a rumor, but it's the truth. People that stand as the truth and not just like a people are far more stronger than those people. Talking about we the people, they say it's you versus the people over there, and they're not more real than the truth. Nope. You can go there as love and say, shoot, I guess I found my calling is to be heard somehow, right? And just break through the barriers of zombies and try to get some funding and open up that central banking system for your tribe called human beings through the way that you can define words and point at something and say, no, this is already here. They're just hiding it from us, and that is our fucking birthrights. The already here thing. See, I'm talking about reality again, outer space. See, you there's a lot of talk about it, right? What do you mean, Shauna? There's something happening in outer space right now. Do people care about it? I think it's fascinating. I can't wait to see what the Three-Eye Atlas is doing after it gets out of this literal now. It's a literal blind spot because of the sun. And see, the communications here went on a blackout when Mars started interacting with this fucking thing. And it was just a right on. It was like an activation of all the equipment on Mars, and then that in fact there is life bustling and hustling underground there. Yeah, they are also using human flesh and biomes and biology, and putting interdimensional, like parasitical kind of demonic. It's interesting that they are very robotic. They do work like on and off, like almost like that they would just play the pachinko machine for fucking 65 years, and it's just an on and off thing, and they would be performing a task. That's what's on this planet here, relaying interplanetary and interdimensionally. Really, that's what it is. See, they know how to do that. The moon. How do you like this sci-fi, babes? I wish. The moon is a portal, like a landing base, like a portal to just zip on in and out of outer space, going interstellarly. I'm pretty sure. Like, talk about if you're a Pleiadian or you need to get back to Arcturus, or whatever galaxy you're from. See, I am Pleiadian, and that's a very controversial place because that's where the reptilian resides too. But as I'm here to tell you, no, the human being comes from there too. No, the whole experiment, the creators of the experiment, that is the human experience, which is 100% universe. Sorry, it's the universal experience, the universe, common sense. Do you have your senses on that communications? Did you open up an account with reality and or outer space? Comment section down below.